Hello, all heroes, and welcome back to Invincible Guarding the Globe, or at least Invincible in the background, while we do a little bit of chatting about the most recent developments of my content. Yes, first of all, as you can see, IRL face, nobody panic. Um, so wanted to talk about plans and updated plans, because there's two things that I do believe in. I do believe that artists and creatives should be able to express themselves however they want. However, I also do believe that an entertainer should give the people what they want, at least to a degree. So what do I mean by that? Well, this weekend we had the debut of my VTuber model, and I was very excited about it, and still am, to be fair. And I knew that it was going to be a growing pains period, but I gotta be honest, the reception surprised me a little bit. While the... Well, let me rephrase that. It didn't surprise me. The reception didn't surprise me. The veracity of the reaction surprised me just a wee bit. And what do I mean by that? So, while I did certainly get a fair number of compliments on it, and to all of y'all, thank you, a lot of y'all also apparently very much like to see all this. For reasons that I truly do not understand. I don't know why anybody would prefer this hunk of flesh over, anime man with pecs, but hey, I suppose I'm not a tastemaker. So over the last few days, as I did a video of it and the debut stream, and then a stream the other day that I did with my wife, there were a surprising number of comments requesting the return to the norm. Now, here's the thing, and I have a few reasons why I went the VTuber route, and don't worry, we're not putting the VTuber model in the shelf. Oh no, but we're going to compromise a little bit. First thing, and I think, and my wife Thunderjock, aka Shadow Strike, as she's now going by, she kind of called me out very accurately, because I won't deny that the VTuber model is a little bit of a self-conscious thing on my part. Self-esteem has not always been my strong suit, if I'm being totally honest. So there's that. But also, I really think it's cool. I really think the VTuber stuff is cool. I think it's a lot of fun, and people seem to have a lot of fun doing it. However, it seems that I have accidentally built a brand on this, which is not something I expected, to be completely honest. Not something that I really planned on. So, like I said, reactions were more passionate than expected, and dramatically more numerous than I expected. I wonder... Okay, what are we doing? Okay, we can still do leader, apparently. You gotta love Broken Arena. Gotta love Broken Arena. So, yeah, like I said, while I certainly do want to express myself and do my fun creative things and all that jazz, and I love the VTuber model, it's so freaking cool, I also do care a lot about giving you all what it is you want, because, to be fair, the only reason I have gotten this far, VTuber model included, wow, I bombed on that fight, is because of your support. And I am certainly not one to bite the hand that feeds. So, we are altering the plan. And by altering the plan, I mean we're compromising. Because a lot of people seem to really get hung up on the Invincible stuff, and understandably so. It sometimes bothers me. I'm gonna, in a moment of total frankness, I cannot deny, niching down sometimes bothers me. It occasionally bothers me when Invincible does so much better than content that I put a lot of work into. Like the Peak compilation that I did a while back. That one, I can't even say it had bad reception because it just didn't get views, even though I put 5 times more work into it than this. But Then again, there is kind of the whole situation to give the people what they want. It's a tough balance. It is a dramatically tough balance, and to be quite frank, I never expected that I would get anywhere big enough to even bother with these questions. But over 7,000 subscribers later, here we are. So, that admittedly caught me more than a little off guard. I will not deny. To those of you who really like the VTuber model, thank you. To those of you who don't like it, here's the plan. Here's the plan. We're doing a new plan. We're doing a compromise, a little give and take here. So, here's what we're gonna do. Invincible stuff's gonna stay IRL. Now, I mean, all of y'all might be just pumping your fists right now, and you know what? Hey, if you're that person, I'm doing it for you. Because dang it, like I said, while I do believe in the expression of an artist and a creative, I also do believe in an entertainer serving their audience, where sometimes people really do just go off the wall and go in weird directions. And I think that's what some people were afraid I was doing, which is not the intention. The intention was, and always will be, to give higher quality content. And I felt like the VTuber model was the way to go. But it seems the people disagreed. And, you know, again, I'm not here to bite the hand that feeds. So, like I said, the plan is Invincible content and streams are going to stay IRL. So if that brings you back, if you're hooting and hollering over that one, congratulations, you won. I am not a stubborn person, and I am a people pleaser. I do not like to disappoint people. Criticism actually does make more of a dent than I would like to admit. Now, here's what we are going to do. Non-Invincible stuff on Twitch and in compilations that I put up on YouTube, those are still going to be the VTuber model for a few reasons. First of all, I just like it. I actually do really freaking like it. I think it's fun to have like this character and all that jazz and like kind of lean into the persona. I think it's fun. It's almost like acting in a way. But I also do believe it will help my growth in the long term, and that's part of my fear. Look, I got anxiety. I even take stuff for it. Like the doctor looked at me and said, "You an anxious person." like this is not being like, "Oh, I'm antsy." No, I actually do have it. So it makes me nervous to go and change, and it also makes me nervous to not change at all. It's a real paradox in my life. So, like I said, I want to use the VTuber model to try and help grow, because a lot of people will go for a VTuber model over a Flesh and Blood because it feels safer, I think. But then again, a lot of people are the opposite of that. A lot of people would prefer to see the real Flesh and Blood, apparently. So, it's a real paradox. So, like I said, we're going to do IRL Invincible, but going forward, as far as non-Invincible stuff, we're going to keep that more experimental. Because I personally think it would help with my growth in both YouTube and Twitch. I might be wrong. I very well might be wrong. Here's the thing, too. 2 years ago, I never imagined I would get this far. I gotta be honest, I didn't have that much of a long-term plan. I gotta be real with you. The plans I've been making are very recent, as of like the beginning of this year, and very rudimentary. we're not exactly reinventing the wheel here. Now, I'm very happy with my overlays. My overlays, on the other hand, and I'm soon going to make this purple overlay more robust and animated, because this purple overlay is just like basic. But I'm very happy with all that, which is unfortunate because, of course, that stuff was a little bit cheaper. That's the nature of the beast. It is the nature of the beast. So, TLDR, Invincible, IRL, non-Invincible, VTuber model. Now, that said, I would implore you, check out my other content, because I put so much love into it. If you don't, if it's not for you, and you truly are just here for the Invincible, hey, I get it. You are good, and yeah, I appreciate your support nonetheless. 7,000 of you, 7,000 of you who came here for Invincible are the reason I have done this good. So, yeah, we're, I'm counting, I'm learning to count my blessings here because, quite frankly, it is a miracle I have even gotten this far. But I still want to grow. And sometimes I worry that niching down is going to stunt that a little bit. But perhaps, then again, like I said, perhaps I'm learning that maybe I shouldn't write that off too fast. So we're going to do a little bit of both. A little bit of A-B testing. Invincible stuff, if that's all you care about, going forward, that's not going to have aggressive change. So you might appreciate that, honestly. But I would implore you, give my other stuff a chance if it does suit you. But if it doesn't, no harm done. I get it. And at the end of the day, while I am a creative, I am also an entertainer. And I do want to give you what you want, which is Invincible. So, yeah, and apparently this along with it. Y'all confuse me. I mean, like I said, self-esteem has never been my strong suit, but really? Really? You're sure about that? This? Who knows? I don't know. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But that's the plan. That's a whole lot of words to say that one thing, really, is it was a little bit of a reality check, if I'm being totally honest, and a reality check that I really wasn't anticipating. Hit me like a bit of a truck. But I can't help but wonder that maybe in the long term, this will be the best thing for both myself and you guys. Because at the end of the day, as an entertainer, I kind of do, have to entertain. It's a thing. And if the entertainment y'all want is my face, well, you know what? Who am I to deny you? Who am I to deny you what it is you crave? So, yeah, that's where we are at. We're pivoting. This is a pivot. Like I said, the VTuber model, I love it. And I think it's a lot of fun. But I also don't want to sacrifice my entire content base just so that I can do a goofy thing. Now, like I said, so I'm using it because I think non-invincible stuff is a fair compromise. But I think in the long term, this will we'll play it by ear. Like I said, it scares me, and I will confess to Avatar Generations, when that game died, kind of put the fear of God in me a little bit. So I'm over here like trying to make backup plans in case, well, quite frankly, this game dies because mobile games EOS all the time. But maybe a little faith is in order because if there's one IP that has been going strong nonstop for the last few years, it's Invincible. So perhaps I can manage a little faith. And, well, niching down's got me this far. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I do enjoy this game, and I do enjoy playing it with everybody. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows? At the end of the day, we are all just a bunch of meat mechs trying to figure out the best thing in life and not always finding it. But you know what? I think in the long term, this will be the right call. So, yeah. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, thank y'all so much for your support. Once again, y'all are the reason I'm here. That's why I'm really trying to play this right. So, yeah, hopefully this will, if you were worried, hopefully this will dispel some worries. And like I said, if you don't give a rip about the VTubing or the streaming, then you can consider the last video just a strange little blip and move on. But if you do care, there will be plenty of streams of other games. Whenever Silksong does come out, Hades 2 full release, GTA 6, Marvel Rivals, all that good stuff. There are other games that I very much want to play. And that will be with the VTuber model more likely than not. But Invincible will stay this guy. That's the plan, at least. So, yeah, let me know what you think of that down in the comments below. And we shall see you next time. Have a good one.